Have you ever wondered if your homeschooling child might have ADHD, but you're afraid of labels? I was there too. In fact, I was successfully homeschooling my son for years without realizing we both had ADHD. Today, I'm sharing the beginning of our journey and how we accidentally got so many things right, even before we knew what we were dealing with. So, when James was 2.5, so we first lived in England when shortly after he was born, we moved there. And when he was very young, before he turned 3, he started telling me, "Mom, I have so many things going on in my head and it won't stop." And in all honesty, I thought that was normal. So I told him, I said, just sit down and relax for a while. It will go away eventually and it'll be fine. So that's I had no idea that was ADHD, okay? His thoughts wouldn't turn off for him. He was very frustrated by it. But he was a toddler, so I was like, and I thought this was all normal because it was normal for me. That's how I grew up. That's all I ever knew in my crazy brain. So I kind of naturally adapted to this. I helped him by following his interests, and whenever he had an interest in something, like it was Legos for a while, or it was Lightning McQueen for a long time, Harry Potter, anything that he had interest in, we went down that lane, and I involved all subjects in it. You can do that. I did it, and he did great. You also have, I had to be very flexible, and I understood when he was having a bad day, we're going to go to the zoo, or we're going to go, I don't know, wherever, on a field trip. It was going to be more of a chill out, relax day. And I created a safe learning environment for my son. And that was huge. That was like I say, I didn't know that what I was doing was helping with ADHD. I just knew it was helping him. And he was pretty much done with homeschooling when he got diagnosed with ADHD. He was either 16 or 17, I can't remember which one. And so I was in my late 40s when I was diagnosed. I was 40 years old when I had him. Well, I was 30. No, I turned 40 while I was pregnant. So I was 40 when I had him. And so he was diagnosed as a teenager, and he convinced me, because he knew I had it. I was, no, I don't. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Mom, take this test online. He probably talked to me about it for a good 2-3 weeks before I did anything about it. And I was like, okay, I'll take the test. And it came in very high. I was just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I have ADHD too? And now that I look back on my life, I see it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So me, personally, I was hit by a motorcycle when I was in 3rd grade and suffered a brain trauma from that. And I had dyslexia, but, this 1970s, nobody knew of this dyslexia thing or the ADHD thing. They just called, my mom was always told my brother was a hyper child, and stuff like that. And it just, so I have a traumatic brain injury, dyslexia, and ADHD, because I never didn't have it. It was always there, but nobody knew it, including me. And then later on, when I was 19, I became a type 1 diabetic. Which, none of these are really correlated together, but those are my issues. And I've learned to adapt to them. With my diabetes, I took control over it. But when I first tried doing that, it didn't work so well. When I got on an insulin pump and a continuous glucose monitor, that's when I did good. And that's when I was able to get pregnant and have my baby boy. So, I want to tell you, this is episode 1, and in the next episode, we're going to dive into how natural conversations become my secret weapon for learning. But for now, I want you to know that if you're wondering about ADHD and your homeschool journey, you're not alone. And you might be doing more right than you realize. If you want to talk about this more, I'm going to invite you into my school group, which is spelled SKOOL, and it is called the Homeschoolers Toolbox. I will have a link in my About Me and probably in the description. If you want to come join me there, it's free. I'm going to have lots of guest speakers and stuff like that, and I really want to help everybody to break down this ADHD stuff, and especially with homeschoolers, because I homeschooled, and I feel like this is not a mistake, but I should have had my son tested way sooner so that I could have it documented. And as you go through my little series here, you'll understand why I say that. So I hope to see you again. Bye for now.